Killer Look is a heart-pounding thriller that explores the dark secrets of Manhattan's iconic fashion scene, and it is the latest in the Alexandra Cooper series written by New York Times bestselling author Linda Fairstein, who joins us now here live in studio. Welcome, Linda.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Nice to have you here. All right, so give us an overview of the book.
So it's a murder mystery, classic whodunit, and each time I was a prosecutor in New York for 30 years, so the character does the same work that I do, so each time I start a book, I set it in some kind of iconic part of New York City, fashion this time.
So how did you get the concept behind fashion? Because there is such a stigma around, you know, there's like The Devil Wears Prada, it's a really high-strung type of ordeal there.
Yes, and it's a $4 trillion, T as in Thomas, $1 trillion a year business,
wow.
Fashion like yours. And so I found out from friends who work in it that there's a lot of cutthroat competition. It's global, just there are a few really high-end companies, obviously, and everybody's struggling to get ahead and make a name. So instead of killing a model, I kill a high-end businessman and try and figure out how many people had motives to see him dead.
So is he a designer?
He's a designer,
okay.
Really iconic.
You're going to have to read the book, and you don't want to give away too much. Linda,
He won't come back tomorrow. He won't be able to put it down.
I know. I'm calling out of work. I'll come in at 10:23.
So how did you change your first job? I mean, you mentioned you were a prosecutor in the sex crimes unit.
Yes.
That's intense. And then to go to writing.
Very intense. But writing was what I wanted to do my whole life growing up. I really dreamed about it. My father was great, but he used to roll his eyes and say, you know, you can't make a living doing that, get a career. So I did public service, loved the job working in the DA's office, trying to do justice for victims of violence, but I never gave up the dream of writing. A little darker now that I do murder than maybe what I would have done.
But it's got to be accurate. I mean,
oh yeah,
right?
Oh yeah, that's what I thought
right
I could bring to it.
Now, when you write characters, say for the designer, for instance, do you take people from your own personal life and you kind of put a twist on them to form your characters?
Some from my personal life. That's only if I really like them or I really don't like them.
Right?
And then I draw from real life people. I mean, my guy who's the murder victim is named Wolf Savage. He doesn't have a polo pony on all his clothing because his name is Wolf. He has a little wolf's head.
Okay.
So
you
you draw from that
there.
and
Yes,
kind of somebody who started from nothing and has made a business for himself. Yes.
Now, speaking of people you really love or really dislike, your husband's sitting over here off camera. Have you incorporated him into any of your books?
Well, the good news is we're only 5 months apart in age, so
wow,
it's
so you guys have a
statistics.
great relationship.
Have a long,
forever and for always.
long relationship. He's not a character yet because I like him a little too much to expose him to that.
Put him in there.
If he
Well, that's good.
sticks around, he could get lucky.
So is there a sequel in the works, or are we going to keep going with the series?
I'd love to see you next year. Deadfall will be the next one in the series, so already underway.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being here. Where can we find your book?
Everywhere. Everywhere. Bookstores. We did R.J. Julia last night in Madison, but Barnes & Noble, every local bookstore, online, Amazon, B&N.
We'll check it out.
Linda Fairstein,
Thank
New York
you.
Times best-selling author right here. Thank you so much for joining us. More fun coming up.
Yeah, we are going to